Last outing for Phoenix, the loss to the Raptors in Toronto.
Man, that was
In for Lopez. Robinson comes in for Young. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Johnson. And Ellington is subbed in for Bogdanovich. And the Suns here with a different look. Lewis checked in for Chandler. Warren comes in for Morris. Booker, he's checked in for P.J. Tucker. And it's Adams in for Eric Bledsoe. On the court for the Suns, Adams in at point guard. John Lewis out there with Warren. Then there's Brandon Knight, and it's Booker in at the 3 spot. Knight dishes to Lewis. And it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And, Greg, to be able to take the bump like that and maintain control, that's not easy to do. I know you're kind of a little fella, but I was a big guy when I played, so I know how difficult that is. That was impressive.
I see.
Well, the Phoenix Suns came up short in their playoff hopes again last year. They went 17-24 Clark on the road, and that didn't help them out.
Not at all, and you factor in a 6-game road losing streak to end the year. That pretty much closed the door on postseason for them.
And, guys, with the Suns last year on the road, they had the 17 wins, but only 7 of them came in conference. So a big part of why they missed the postseason.
Here's Adams. Off the mark and a bad shot there. Nets leading by 5. To the right side. Ellington from outside. The putback and the dunk by Robinson.
Tell you what, coaches love to see that kind of hustle, guys. I mean, getting after it on the offensive board, that's always a winning play.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The hustle's great, guys, but I think we all prefer to see the finish when you can go up and throw it down like that.
Outside Knight. 5 to shoot. Here's Adams. Misses the 3.
And, you know, as you mentioned, with the Suns, only 7 road wins against the West. 3rd worst in-conference road record of any team. You have to be able to steal wins on the road to make your way to the playoffs out west. They've worked hard and created great chances for themselves in this opening quarter.
And if they match that effort at the defensive end, watch out.
They get the rebound. Back to Jack. 44 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And he gets it to go.
He couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
I think the offensive game plan they came in with was right on point. It's worked perfectly, and the lead they already have is proof in the pudding.
Knight wide open. That one's off, still out of sync.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Jack against Adams. Hollis Jefferson passes to Bargnani. And it's Lure with the rebound.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Takes a 3. And it would have counted had it fallen, but...
Ladies and gentlemen, your Brooklyn Nets.
And here's Freak on his experience as a one-and-done college player. Now with more and more freshmen, Clark, making the jump to the pros, we can expect to hear more stories like this, I'm sure.
Well, without question, Kevin, that's the case and the landscape that we find ourselves in. But, you know, there's something to be said for developing all 4 years in college when that's the best route for an individual player. Nowadays, I think, unfairly so, there's a ton of pressure on young guys sometimes to leave prematurely. We'll see if Freak's decision pays off for him long term.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And the Nets have been rolling right along here, haven't they?
Defense paying huge dividends for them through the first.
Excellent hustle, and you know the coach has to be pleased with that effort at the defensive end.
We've got Young. Jarrett Jack is out there with Bogdanovich. Then it's Johnson, and it's Lopez in at the 5 down low. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter. And the pass to Johnson. Passes to Bogdanovich. Lots of room. And the foul called on Freak. That'll be his second foul of the game.
He's jammed himself up a little bit here with that second foul. But as long as he can avoid a third before the half, I think he's fine.
Lopez kicks to Bogdanovich. Johnson in the corner. The dish to Bogdanovich. Screen by Young. High arcing shot, and it's good on the way in. Bogdanovich has got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Nets. You have to love the newest stadium in the NBA here at Barclays. Very state-of-the-art, outstanding facility.
Yeah, the Nets have a nice home here. I bet they wish they were stronger here at home. Finished under 500 last season with a record of 19.
.131 left in the second quarter. Outside Knight. Back to Adams. That's good. The assist that time from Knight.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Poke loose. Ellington dishes to Robinson. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's on Tyson Chandler. Injuries have certainly taken their toll on Bargnani, culminating in disaster last season. Greg suiting up for only 29 games, the fewest ever in his career.
Yeah, I mean, he had a series of leg injuries, the hammy, the calf. Really unfortunate part about it is that he has so much talent, but yet really to develop that on the floor because of all the issues.
Brooklyn leading by 11. Now Ellington. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Phoenix. 41 seconds left in the first half. Here's Adams. Offensive rebound. Bargnani against Chandler. Adams outside. Shoots over Ellington. And the whistle blows, and it's going to be an over-the-back call here.
Yeah, a bit over-eager right there. Left his feet too early.
Yeah, and if you're already boxed out like he was, just back up. Because if you don't, you're going to get called for the over-the-back foul every time. I like his aggressiveness here in the quarter. He's getting to the line much more than he did earlier.
Both shots good from the stripe. Suns trail by 13. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Adams outside. Out to the right wing. And Lure kicks to Adams. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Here is Ellington. Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
Suns ball.
And so that's the end of the first.
Joe, throughout.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two. And the new group in for the Nets. Bargnani has checked in for Lopez. Thomas Robinson comes in for Young. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Joe Johnson. And Ellington is subbed in for Bogdanovich. And then for Phoenix, Alex Len's checked in for Chandler. Booker comes in for P.J. Tucker. And it's Adams in for Eric Bledsoe. On the court for the Suns, Markieff Morris and Alex Len are the bigs. Brandon Knight is out there with Adams. And it's Booker in at the 3 slot. And the foul called on Freak. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that's his 4th, and no doubt he would have liked to have not gotten it this soon.
Picked by Bargnani. Robinson against Morris. Clock at 6. Outside Jack. Shoots. Misses off the left iron.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
Phoenix looked to be on the verge of making it back into the playoffs last season. Ultimately, though, Greg, they faltered in the second half of the year.
Yeah, it was a three-team race. And after coming up short in 14, the Suns had the edge early. As you said, Kevin, they simply couldn't keep things going in the second half of the season.
Here's Bargnani. And the shot falls short this time.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it. You know, guys, the Suns went from the 8th seed to finishing 10th in the West. I mean, it would have been a tough task for them to stay in the race, particularly after all the trades. I mean, their team was in transition.
Here's Johnson.
He's coming out over there.
1:35 left in the fourth quarter of this one. We've got Thomas Robinson. Bargnani is out there with Brook Lopez. Then there's Johnson, and it's Young in at the shooting guard position. So that's the Nets 5. Back to Bargnani. Trying to find Johnson. He's got it now. And the shot is good. Johnson's got 6 in the quarter.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. You can safely say mission accomplished now for Brooklyn.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
They knocked down their shots. I mean, a little luck didn't hurt either. A lot of their 50-50 shots went in the basket.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Brook Lopez. Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Lopez a screen. Shot clock at 5. Len with the block.
Move it, move it.
There's 37 seconds left to play here in the 4th. Booker the pass to Adams. Lopez with the steal. Well, this one is winding down now. Brooklyn can watch the clock run out.
Yeah, he'll make a walk of shame back to the bench.
And so it's Brooklyn Eid.
Well, Joe, congratulations.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Brook Lopez. He didn't seem to need much time to warm up tonight. He made his first 4 shots in a row.
Just a dominant display by Brook.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports.
Abonnez-vous, partagez cette vidéo et lâchez un pouce bleu pour que je fasse de nouveaux trucs.